Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan, Miyazaki Mansai here, and we are finally back in action. Europa League competition against Sparta Prague. Love me some Prague. We had a little honeymoon do in Prague actually all around Europe. That's for another day. So finally, the season on the brink, the big event against Manchester City on the horizon at Anfield. We've got to go away to Sparta Prague and do the job, do the business. Momentum is a crucial thing and you don't want to be losing it. We've gone so far, you don't want any kind of distractions in terms of taking your mind away from the task at hand. Klopp has always been one game at a time, and let's listen to the big man, the big boss. And keep in mind, the Europa League is the only competition, the only cup competition that Klopp has not yet won. The Club World Championship, the Super Club, Community Shield, Klopp has won it all. Europa League completes the collection. Don't take it for granted. It's still high prestige. It affects the seedings as well, the Europa coefficients as well, and that is why I don't think you can start all the youngsters or the reserves. You've got to take the competition seriously, give it a bit of respect. Kumas, quality player on the left wing, Cade Gordon, quality player on the right wing. I don't think they can both start. You start one of them, right? That kind of thing. Because growth drives growth, and a winning mentality can only be ingrained when you win and win and win, and therefore we need to go to Prague and do the business. It will not be a weakened squad, at least not a significantly weakened squad, but we do have to keep in mind keeping the players fresh from injury, fresh from burning themselves out against a big match against Manchester City. However, keep in mind that players can get injured at any given time. Alisson Becker, unfortunately, last kick of a training match, done his hamstring in, bad hamstring injury, big grade tear apparently, so you can't take anything for granted. Let's do the business, let's do the job, and then rest the players for the second half, second leg to come. We can still turn it around if need be. Let's go on to the lineup. So before I show you what Klopp will actually pick and what he's going to look to do in this particular matchup, I think we've got to be wary. Sparta Prague, Bibančević, he's quite good at assist. He's got quite good technicality, technical abilities, but he can actually roam forward a bit. And Kuchta is probably the top scorer, right? 10 goals. I think he's got something like three in Europa League so far, or in the last 3 at least. He's quite a threat. So them two connecting is what you're going to look out for from deep. The ball's over the top, the ball's slid in behind the lines as well. With this in mind, it's going to be the classic 4-3-3 formation. Klopp's bread and butter. Let's put some names here that we know will go in straight away. So Queeve Kelleher, obviously in the absence of Alisson Becker, needs to start. He's on good form at the moment. It's really saved our bacon on many an occasion. I think Jarell Quansah is going to start. The question is left or right. We know it's going to be Konate and Van Dijk. In this case, I think it's probably going to be Quansah starting in this position to start with, because away in Europe, you don't want anything silly. Van Dijk's played back to back to back. I think they'll do half each, Van Dijk and Konate, but we want to start off strong, right? So Virgil Van Dijk, Captain Fantastic, leading us out because Vice-Captain Trent is still injured at the moment. So Van Dijk and Quansah, absolutely solid pairing. Quansah coming in, nobody bats an eyelid at all. That is credit to the man himself. Jarell, big man Quansah, comes in, no one bats an eyelid, established first team player. Now right back is an interesting one as well. Conor Bradley has played his absolute heart off, bombing up and down the flank there. But I think he needs a rest, because likely it's going to be a fight up between him and Gomez against Manchester City, right? So this will be very telling. If Bradley starts this game, then he's not going to be starting on Sunday. However, I think Gomez, from his little stint in Emperor's Seat in the middle six formation, and obviously doing fantastic in left back position, obviously coming from Tsimikas and Robertson, will go on a more comfortable right hand side where he can actually showcase his amazing delivery, because his delivery has improved remarkably season upon season. He is Klopp's longest serving player. He can deliver from the right hand side. He's solid on the left hand side. He does his job in the number 6 position. He's well trusted and well loved and well spoken as well. Love me some Joey Gomez Gialdini. Okay, left back, easiest choice. Kostas Tsimikas comes straight in. His quality delivery in Europe. He's a European player, or he's a European marvel, right? Technicality, get on the ball, join in the midfield, whip it from the left hand side. Fantastic. Emperor's Seat, this is a foreshadow for things to come. Endo, I think, starts this one because you are away in Europe. You need to disrupt the opposition's rhythm. They are at home. Make them uncomfortable. Be right in their face. Press. Be the shadow behind the midfielders to allow them to roam and do the damage as well. McAllister has played absolutely out of his skin, obviously in a more advanced 8 role. Endo has facilitated McAllister to do the damage as well. Do you play McAllister and Szoboszlai? Really take the game by scruff of the neck, dominate the midfield, get ahead and then rest them. I think Endo comes in to give that security blanket, and look at that back line. That back line is deadly. Endo dropping in here as well. That as a unit, wow, incredible. That is actually top notch. It's real. That could be a Premier League winning back 5, to be honest. You know, kudos to Kelleher as well, back 6 even. So who goes in front of him? Well, with this safety net, with this security, with this blanket, I think you can be a little bit more adventurous here. I think Bobby Clark has done his chances no harm at all. He's established himself in that left-sided 8 position, really, all action, all guns blazing, roaming, very, very good at linking up the play with the left winger Lucho Diaz, dropping in behind so Tsimikas can roam as well. Clark, I think, deserves a lot of respect. But you look at this lineup. Should McConnell go in at the number 6 position, would you trust McConnell with this back line in place to get the ball, get his foot on the ball and control the tempo, control the play? So a little bit less of a destroyer because he's a hybrid between a 6 and an 8. He likes the 8, but Klopp has said he's got the attributes for the 6. Would you trust a McConnell here with a young Clark and therefore put a McAllister here or Szoboszlai here? Now, that's the other variation I think is possible. McConnell, Clark and Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai came on the other day. Fantastic. I know he's a bit rusty. He needs to get his rhythm, his match tempo up, but he's classy. He's silky. He's just got it. If Darwin Nunez, I was going to say doing it right. If Darwin Nunez is just it, right? What is he? He is it, the X factor. I think Szoboszlai also has the X factor in ability, and he really could become a Lampard, right? Just breaking beyond the lines, scoring goal after goal after goal, but he's just so hardworking, and he doesn't have the luxury, the quiet luxury of a Makaleli, Essien, Ballack behind him like Lampard did to really give him free rein to, do the damage. So Szoboszlai is responsible, classy, really mature, Hungarian captain, full of class as well. Should he start this game? I would like to see Szoboszlai start because I think you have one controller, right, in terms of Endo, who destroys the play, backing up Szoboszlai, backing up Clark. Szoboszlai is a goal threat from the outside positions, a long range shooter, and Clark has actually shown good ability to get in a goal scoring position as well and try to bend it in from the left hand side. But I think just giving us the extra goal threat allows us, if we do get ahead, to take the gas off the pedal slightly and become more defensive, more rigid, and less of a containment exercise and more of a domination and stamp your authority, show your quality, and play the ball around and frustrate them and make them chase shadows, okay? So I would start Szoboszlai because he needs to shake up the cobwebs. He's going to be an essential player for Manchester City, especially because, and I will say this in the highlights to the Manchester City game, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain did a load of damage. And the most similar one to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in this squad is Dominik Szoboszlai, breaking the lines from midfield with progressive run and shooting from distance. I want to see it. Okay, so a lot of choices here. Lucho Diaz is very, very attractive as a left winger. Obviously, we know all about Lucho Diaz, our starting left winger in the absence of Diogo Jota. Nunez could play there as well. I think up front, let's get some confidence into Gakpo's legs because he needs to hit the back of the net. He needs to get on a run of form as well, get his confidence up because he will be useful. He will be coming off the bench and we need his shooting boots on and we need him to be confident and not just be desperate to shoot, but also to slide the ball in, to hold up the ball, to play progressive passes, to link up with the front men because he is a good link player. He just needs to find his confidence to do the right things at the right time, not just shoot, i.e. Gomez, shoot, Gakpo, shoot kind of thing. So who starts on the right wing? Mo Salah needs some fitness as well. Dominik Szoboszlai could be an option there. Harvey Elliott has run his legs off. He needs a rest. This is why I'm not playing McAllister or Elliott because I really think they need a rest. And if possible, if we go ahead or if it's a close tie, perhaps they don't need to come on unless, come on for the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes, even half an hour max. I think probably Lucho Diaz starts this one because you still need that threat, right? And this midfield three here, right, between Clark, Tsimikas and Lucho, when they're in and around this area, Lucho will always cut inside. Clark will be holding the lines here. I expect Clark to operate in this box here because Lucho is very, very effective. He's got the quick linking feet to get into the area, to bend it there. And Tsimikas is so good at coming around the outside and delivering the ball, switching the play, putting it back to Lucho. Clark as the residual option to switch the play, and then we start on the other side as well. Tsimikas with that delivery, that quality, beautiful left foot, a better left foot than Mo Salah, by the way, as voted by Curtis Jones and Gakpo. And Gakpo voted himself the fastest, even so he said he was top 4. That's quite funny. But yeah, Tsimikas' delivery is a weapon. I did say in a Carling Cup Carabao final, the EFL Cup final nowadays, that Tsimikas to Van Dijk was a winning condition. Well, Tsimikas in this regard is also a winning condition. And Gakpo is starting to get his head on more things. Really, really hope to see that in effect. I think Clark is defensively responsible to hold that flank. And with Van Dijk and Endo covering him as well, that should be quite prominent. So that leaves the right winger choice. Mo Salah, if you want to finish the game off early, get some minutes into his legs. Or he could have come off the bench. He's been quite devastating coming off the bench. When you see the quality of Mo Salah coming off the bench, it demotivates you and he'll go right at you, right at the left back, cutting inside as well. But I think in this case, Cade Gordon has bided his time. I think Cade Gordon starts this. I think Cade Gordon starts this game because Cade Gordon is one of our highest ceiling potential players, and Klopp trusted him in early rounds of the EFL Cup, in FA Cup against big opposition in prior seasons. Obviously, he had that bad injury, but now he's coming back prominence, he gives us that quality, he gives us that natural width, he's got flair, he's got confidence, he's got techers, and with two mature heads like Szoboszlai and Gomez backing him up, he can cut inside, he can operate in this area as well. You can see Gomez wrap around the outside and Szoboszlai cover, which we've seen with Trent before, but additionally you can see Szoboszlai go around the outside and Gomez adding the spare man in midfield. Now this, I think, is actually going to be quite effective. Endo and Gomez holding the middle, right? Nothing's going to get through that barrier because Gomez specifically has played at number 6. This can stop their playmaker Birmancevic from getting his foot on the ball. Van Dijk covering for Clark, roaming and adding the extra man as well. So what you end up with is Tsimikas delivering from the left, Szoboszlai delivering from the right, Cade Gordon and Clark roaming in amongst the midfield, Lucho being a spare man in and around Gakpo. Gakpo is a good dummy runner as well, running out wide, which allows Lucho to progress forward, Szoboszlai to progress forward, and the delivery from the left, where there's Gakpo cutting in and delivering it across like this, or Tsimikas delivering it across, is very, very prominent because you could very much pen them into this half, because I really, really like the fact that with the inversion, Endo and Gomez form that first screen, they press high as well, and it's hard to get past them. And when you've got someone like Van Dijk and Quansah in the back, and Quansah is no slouch in terms of pace, he's not a Van Dijk in pace, but safe as houses, and they've got that long ball delivery as well, that when you recycle the play, you get it back to Van Dijk, you get it back to a Quansah, straight away he can ping it to a Tsimikas, or Van Dijk can ping it to Cade Gordon, and in you are again. So Lucho Diaz roaming in and around Gakpo, I think, is highly prominent. He's obviously going to be shooting from this distance, and I want to see Szoboszlai get into goal scoring shooting positions, because this is Szoboszlai's area of dominance. This is a game winning condition because Szoboszlai can really crack a ball, and hopefully Gakpo gets one of his back to goal, pin the man back, turn and shoots, because he's very, very good at that. He always scores that shot if he doesn't injure himself. I'm just very interested in Clark being the roamer, the Ginny Wijnaldum, the Curtis Jones, roaming, giving the ball, distributing, discipline, giving the ball, recycle. Really, I want to see him grow in his role because he is a pseudo Curtis Jones, and hopefully he can have that moment of impact, i.e. he really, really goes for the throat and drives the ball or plays a killer pass before, because Clark has the same technique and technicality as Curtis Jones, but I think he's got a bit more ruthless aggression in him. That's a WWE wrestling term, ruthless aggression era, the ruthless aggression attitude, because Curtis Jones likes to hold on to the ball a little bit too much sometimes. However, Gomez is very good at a short pass game as well, and with this situation, Cade Gordon really has free roam down the right hand side, and he can invert as well if Szoboszlai goes around the outside, and if Gomez decides to go around the outside, Szoboszlai can cross from deep, Cade Gordon in the pocket, Lucho in the pocket, Clark roaming around, Tsimikas delivering from the left hand side, Quansah, Van Dijk, Endo being a defensive shield, but obviously Emperor Endo, he'll dominate the midfield, you know what's going to happen there. So I think we can win this game. Sparta Prague are good, they're in the home ground, Prague is a beautiful city, looks like a fairy tale. Someone mentioned in Bruges. Well, Bruges is coming to you, baby, in terms of Costa, Tsimikas to Gakpo to Gomez, Lucho Diaz, Cade Gordon, Szoboszlai to crack one in. I want to say a 3-1 victory. 3-1 victory to the Reds. Guys, by the way, like this video, smash the like if you haven't already. I want you guys to help me shape this channel. I believe we really are growing the best community about Liverpool on YouTube. This is the most interactive forum. I respond to every single comment. We're starting some really, really good discussions here, really good debate. Join me on the Discord as well. We chat daily there. It's the place to be. Movie Shoes will tell you we talk day in, day out about Liverpool, come what may, all good. And I will be talking about a membership option very, very soon. And the main reason is, one, I want to get the Mushroom Boy, the variety of kids Liverpool kits, the new generation of Liverpool fans in Japan, but also I want to make a proper interactive analysis board, right? This is still good for the time being, but I want to be the most immersive, most interactive. I want to invite people on, I want to invite panelists on, I want to talk to guests, I want to collaborate as well. I want to build something very, very big this year when the house is ready and my studio is ready. Get ready, folks. Strap yourselves in. Ka-ching, ka-ching. We are really, really going for the throat, and I think we are going to create the best Liverpool community. This is from a Liverpool fan in Japan, but I am a Liverpool fan, and therefore I have that intrinsic interest in the Reds doing the best, and not just alternative YouTubers for clout, doing Liverpool content, trying to rack up the views for clickbait or whatever. I want to give you the best Liverpool content the way that only a Liverpool fan can. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. Miyazaki-man, Ichiban, domo arigato minasan. Let's win. Let's win in style. No more injuries. Get ready for Manchester City, and I will do the biggest build up, the biggest tactical insight, the most strategic analysis, preparation and preview of a match that you've ever seen in the history of YouTube. I don't think anyone can go to that level of depth. I might even write a book on it. Until next time, Janet.